Good day. In this video, we're going to look at real, non-real, rational, and irrational numbers in short. And we are going to check if you understand who and what they are by asking you 5 questions at the end. There is another video that we made that more fully explains everything, but this is just a short summary. Firstly, the capital letter R stands for real numbers. I call it, it's almost all the numbers we know. Non-real is an R with a little 1 in the air, that means not real. And then that is going to be any even root with a minus underneath. Just get your head around that. Any even, so if there is a 2 in that tick, a 4, a 6, or an 8 with a minus underneath, that makes it non-real. That's all that's non-real. Then we get Q, which represents rational. The definition is you must be able to write it as A over B, both of them being integers. We're not going to do it, it's too complicated for the moment. Then we get irrational. It's rational with a little I or a 1 in the air. And there are only 3 irrational numbers you must remember. That is now any root, doesn't matter if there's an even or an odd number in that tick, and a number underneath that doesn't work out perfectly. If you push it into your calculator, it'll give you a decimal answer or keep it as a root. Then you know it's irrational. The second one is pi. Only pi, not his friends, 3,14 and those. And the third one is any decimal that we can't see where it's going, it doesn't stop and it's not recurring. So you see it doesn't stop and you don't know where it's going. So those are the 3 irrational numbers that you must remember. The big words they use on this last one is they say it's a decimal, it's non-recurring, non-terminating. But just understand what I said. Now to see if you understand. Typical questions you might find in a question paper. You must decide if this that is written over here is true or false and say why you say it's true or false. The first one says you've got minus square root of 4 is an element of real numbers. Don't worry about the element so much. It just means it is a real number. So your answer is yes, it's true. This is a because sign in maths. Only even negative roots are non-real. So this one is real. The next one states 3 pi is an element of rational numbers. So he's saying this number is rational. Now this answer is false because we know that pi is irrational. He's the one of the 3. And anything stuck onto pi, doesn't matter. The pi makes it irrational, so any number that has a pi in it will be irrational. So this statement is false. The next statement says 2, 3 recurring. This dot means it's going to be 3, 3, 3, 3 behind the comma all the time. Is an element of real numbers. So this answer is true because this number is not a negative even root. So that is true. I said almost all numbers are real. The next question says that this long sum is an element of real numbers. We will only know after we work it out. So we quickly work it out. So the answer is, it is true. You take the minus 4 squared, that gives you a minus 16. Write a plus. You take the minus 6 times minus 6 is a plus 36. Together it's plus 36. Minus 16 plus 36 gives you a 20. Square root of 20 is real. The last question of this video says, minus 5,12345, and it goes on forever, is an element of rational numbers. The answer is, this is false. Because we know the irrational numbers, there are 3 kinds of them by himself. Any root that on the calculator will give me a decimal or a root as an answer, or any decimal that we don't know where it's going and it doesn't stop. They are irrational. And this is one of this number 3. This is a non-terminating, non-recurring decimal. And that means this guy is irrational. That's why this is false. Please try and see if you understand what I'm going to say next. Although this wasn't part of this questions, I just quickly indicated this first number was real, but it was also rational. The second one, although it was false, this was irrational, but also real. This guy was real, but also rational. This guy was real and rational, and this number over here was irrational and real. Stop the video and see if you can get your brain around that too. But it wasn't part of the question. Please indicate whether you liked or disliked the video and subscribe to the channel. If there's anything in school mathematics from grade 1 to grade 12 that you're not sure about, you can send your problem with a WhatsApp photo to this number. Then we will try and solve your problem and send back an answer as soon as possible for free. Enjoy mathematics.